Hey everyone, my guest today is Mohamed Nabil. Mohamed is the author of 9 books, including The Bachelors of Egypt, Enlightened Populism, Reflections on the News Cycle of a Pandemic, My Interview with ChatGPT, Global Justice, Philosophical Debates with AI, Ideas That Survived AIDOP, Set Minds Free, Humanity's Money, and Truth is Sexy. Mohamed is one of the founders of the Harass the Harassers campaign, a founder of multiple community development initiatives, and the creator of AIDOP, or AI Debates on One's Publications. Welcome to the show, Mohamed. I want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Sam.
Of course. Would you be able to tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you're working on?
Well, I worked as a freelance marketing consultant. I have a bachelor's degree in mass communication. I had a bit of social activism a few years ago. I was one of the founders of the Harass the Harassers campaign. Now I'm an independent philosopher and an author with 3 main pillars. I created AIDOP, or AIDOP, which stands for AI Debates on One's Publications. I codified Enlightened Populism as a behavioral pattern of communication, and I'm advocating for the establishment of a global government to be ruled by hyperlocal citizen assemblies.
Yeah, I saw that you have a lot of different stuff going on. Would you be able to tell me more about the government? You said localized government?
Yes.
Okay.
I unified global government to be ruled by hyperlocal citizen assemblies. Okay. So this government, in my own proposal, this government will introduce a wealth cap of $999 million, taxing billionaires out of existence, and it will abolish monarchies, traditional monarchies, of course, and it will also abolish the military-industrial complexes. So we'll stop spending trillions of dollars on weapons to combat one another, and we'll start introducing some basic universal human rights, such as shelter, access to clean water and food, education, healthcare, freedom of expression, freedom of movement, and stable, speedy internet connections.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this sounds like this would be like every country is working together. Is that correct?
Not every country working together, abolishing the nation states and introducing a new global government, one unified government, to be ruled by hyper-local citizen assemblies. There will be citizen assemblies. These citizen assemblies will operate based on direct democracy instead of representative democracies. So instead of voting for someone to vote for you on multiple issues, you vote for yourself on multiple issues.
Okay. And can you go further into why you think that this would work better? I mean, you listed a lot of reasons, but would you be able to explain them a little bit further?
Well, I think our main problems today and the near future are climate change, billionaires' greed, and potentially recurring pandemics. So instead of relying on the current fragmented nations to cooperate with one another, we can form one single government that can operate globally, and this single government will handle climate change more effectively in terms of mitigation and adaptation, and also it will handle stuff like extreme wealth concentration and inequality of wealth distribution and stuff like that. So this global government is needed for today's problems and for the problems of the future.
Yeah. As far as like the climate change, or just climate issues in general, it is something that I feel like we've struggled where, each country kind of fights over what the other one is doing while not looking at what they themselves are or are not doing. Some of the ones pointing the fingers the most are not always those that practice the most sustainable, methods, I guess.
Yes, it's it's extremely complicated. When you look at something like the Paris Agreement, one of the core goals of the Paris Agreement is to hold the increase in global average temperature to well below 2 degrees Celsius and pursue efforts to limit the temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius.
Mm,
And to achieve that goal, it relies on individual states to determine their own contributions. So that's basically nonsense. If
mm,
you'd like to achieve a goal, you have to reverse engineer it. You have to look at the goal and then say, we need these set of actions in order to achieve that goal. You don't need to rely on
mm,
individual contributions from countries without without obligating them to do anything. So
yeah.
the current system it wasn't designed to function in that way. It wasn't designed to effectively face the issues like climate change, issues like uh, the advancement in AI and technological breakthroughs.
Yeah. How do you think we would be able to get other countries on board for this? Do you have ideas on spreading that message?
Well, enlightened populism doesn't rely on popular charismatic leaders. It may only work if it's practiced by the masses. The same can be said about establishing a global government.
Mhm.
It may require multiple generational efforts, but must be a bottom-up transition.
Okay.
So it's about
Yeah.
convincing people. At this point, it's about spreading the message and convincing lots of people around the world that we need this world government structure in order to face the issues of today and the challenges of tomorrow.
Mhm. So, like, start with small, like the small local communities, and work up.
Yes, work our way up. Exactly.
Yeah. What got you started on this? Like, what made you start thinking about this idea and inspired you to come up with it?
Well, I started with enlightened populism. Enlightened populism is a behavioral pattern of communication
Mm,
which involves listening to multiple experts, trying to understand how they reach certain conclusions, and investigating the information to discover the truth. It contrasts with the two dominant behavioral patterns of communication in today's world: blind elitism, which involves blindly following an expert or an elite on a certain issue, and ignorant populism, which also involves the absence of investigation while relying on feelings or trends. So I started with this point back in 2000. By late 2020, I realized that we needed an enlightened populism, and then
mhm.
I started applying this method across issues until I reached this conclusion that we need one unified global government to rule this world.
Okay. Can you go further into the difference between blind elitism, ignorant populism, and enlightened populism?
Yes. Okay. So let's take an example.
Okay.
Let's get back to climate change. Blind elitism would involve someone checking out the news and seeing multiple world leaders and experts celebrating the huge success of the Paris Agreement that we just
Okay.
exposed it a little bit earlier.
Yep.
So, and someone actually forming their opinion based on these news, based on the surface level of a few experts telling them that the Paris Agreement is great. This would be
Mhm.
blind elitism.
Okay.
Ignorant populism, on the other hand, uh, people getting exposed to multiple messages online, for instance, that tell you that climate change is a hoax and it's unreal and stuff like the Earth has been heating up for long years and it has nothing to do with industrialization and stuff like that. That would be ignorant populism, relying on feelings or trends, or whether online trends or offline trends, to form an
Okay.
opinion. Enlightened populism would involve checking the Paris Agreement itself, realizing that it's just a symbolic agreement. It acknowledges that there is a climate threat and that we should do something about it, but it does nothing.
Yeah, you know that I mean that really just describes kind of how everyone not everyone, a lot of people consume their information, and that those are some problems where you know, I know people that fit each category. They're going to get mad about what's in their algorithm. the more they engage in it, the more they see that uh, opinion, and it almost just solidifies their own opinion, and their own beliefs instead of trying to look outside of the source. I see that quite often, for the ignorant populism,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
blind
that's true.
elite. Yeah, yeah, and then
Yeah,
the blind elitism. Yeah, I do know a lot of people too that they'll watch the news and then that's it. That's what they believe, so it's like, and none of these people are bad people. I don't think they realize that they're not helping themselves fully understand the issues and what's going on in today's world. Yeah.
exactly. It's not about being a bad person. It's about cognitive energy. You need to
Mhm.
spend some cognitive effort in order to come up with a better opinion.
Yeah. So how would we kind of break away from these habits?
Okay, so enabling enlightened populism is explained in three of my books. Two of my
Okay.
books, Set Minds Free and Humanity's Money, tackle the economic aspects of enabling enlightened populism. And the third book is Truth is Sexy. Truth is Sexy tackles the sociological aspects of it, of enabling enlightened populism. So,
Okay.
would you like to start with the economic or the social?
Let's do the social first.
Okay, the social is a bigger part.
Okay.
So, let's start with parenting.
Okay.
Kids tend to copy the attitudes of their parents and siblings if present, and
Mhm.
parents tend to teach their own opinions and beliefs as facts. To truly embrace truth seeking, kids should be taught that these are the set of opinions and beliefs of their parents, while being taught that they can develop their own over time. In a perfect world, the parents will teach their kids about their own religious beliefs while demonstrating why they hold these specific beliefs, allow the kids to get exposed to multiple religions, and explicitly state that they have the freedom of choice. Parents should teach their kids that credibility through repetitive interaction is only established in terms of raw data, not the insights and opinions established from this data.
Okay.
Parents must teach their kids that assessing ideas is superior to assessing human beings.
Mhm.
Parents need to foster a culture of self-learning at home. For instance, assign the kids with a controversial topic to research and formulate an opinion within a week, and then
Uh-huh.
openly discuss the findings.
Okay.
So that's it for the parenting part.
Yeah.
And then tell me if you have any comments, and then we can move to the educational part.
I mean, that's just a great way to even connect with your children, is to kind of tackle tough topics like that. So even if there's no goal in mind, you could just pick a random topic. I think that would be great on bonding as well.
Yes, establishing a great bond, and instead of having a top-down relationship with your kids, you
Mhm.
can have a long-lasting kind of bond where you treat them as peers. You
Yeah.
have this topic and you can openly discuss it together. This changes the overall dynamics at home.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea. I like that.
Okay, so as for education, you surely know about the panic of education and LLMs, how LLMs are causing a panic within educational systems.
Mhm.
Anything assigned to students can be done via AI tools, and this issue will continue to grow over time as these tools become smarter. Tutors can solve this problem by requiring students to submit AIDOP, AI debates on one's publications sessions at the end of each assignment, and handle debates with other students on their findings. The catastrophic idea that students get LLMs to do work on their behalf, then teachers let LLMs mark the submitted content on their behalf, means that oversight is needed within all levels of the educational system.
Yeah.
Also, teaching sociology at a young age will help eliminate indoctrination.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, that I think in a lot of schools, students are afraid to speak up as well. And I think that would be a healthier thing, in the schools as well, to be able to open up debate, because you want to be able to really understand what you're learning too. And if it's just you need to accept what I'm teaching you as fact and not question, that's not really helping the student engage in the content.
Exactly. You're just 30. Schools nowadays teach obedience.
Hmm.
They don't teach critical thinking.
Yeah.
That's uh, that's where the major difference is.
Yeah. Yep. Totally agree. So,
So let's move on to the media.
okay.
Traditional media organizations offer polarization on the surface while remaining united in terms of agenda setting imposed by their corporate or state masters.
Mm.
We need to normalize long-form debates across fields, not only politics. This will further enable enlightened populism as people will be able to follow experts' reasoning across topics.
Huh.
Social media relies on personalization, showing each person content based on their historical interactions within the platform, just like you said earlier.
Mhm.
This ultimately creates a situation in which a person's use of social media is an endless state of bias confirmation, even if the person doesn't suffer from confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Even search engines and LLMs can turn into echo chambers if not used wisely, as they both rely on historical data of interactions. Using private incognito mode occasionally while submitting multiple queries through multiple search engines and digging deep for multiple sources is advisable. Same goes for LLMs, with the additional feature of intentionally getting into a debate with the
Mhm.
LLM by prompting it to take a position opposing to yours.
Yeah. I like that too because it's I mean, I just like debate, but there's a lot of people don't even want to talk about controversial topics at all. I've noticed even within friend groups, people don't talk about those things anymore. And I think it's changed for the worse over time. I never had a problem talking with people about any topic before, but as the years have passed, it's like, okay, I'm just not even going to mention this.
Hmm.
So,
I believe it's essential to have, for all of us to have open minds
mhm,
and being able to change our opinions and attitudes. When we all strive for consistency, we may find the consistency we are seeking within the boundaries of uncertainty
mhm,
by embracing the fact that opinions, attitudes, and beliefs are changeable over time. So that's the real issue here. We just got too attached to a certain opinion, and then we find it difficult to even talk about the topic.
yeah.
That's extremely unhealthy. We need to change our behaviors.
Yep, I agree with all of that. Is there another part to the
Yeah,
um
the religious
soci-
part.
Okay. Okay.
If each of,
Yeah.
if if each of the religious figures around the world believes that their own religion is the right religion and
Mhm,
their understanding of it is the correct interpretation, then they will surely have no problem with open dialogue, including debates on fundamental aspects of their religious beliefs. The
mhm.
same applies to atheists as long as they believe in their state of disbelief.
Okay.
Uh, Lastly, the world government will be ruled by citizen assemblies, so as an agent of socialization, it will naturally help future generations embrace the values of debate and democracy.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense too. There's a lot of fights over religion, it seems like.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of fighting over religions, we just need to talk to one another. If
Yeah,
if you believe if you believe your own religious belief is the correct one, then tell me about it. Maybe I'm wrong.
right. That'd be hard to change, somebody's mind, but at least if you could walk away understanding each other better and maybe have a little bit less judgment and more understanding, that's still very beneficial.
Yes, and the whole purpose of all of these recommendations is to uh, turn future generations into truth seekers.
Mhm.
They should be better at truth seeking than we are now.
That would be nice for the future, that's for sure. And then anything else for the sociology part?
No, this is it for the sociology part.
Okay.
Would you like to move to the economic part?
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about that.
Okay, so as for the economic part, we need to share the benefits of technological breakthroughs instead of letting a few billionaires reap all of the benefits of the current technological breakthroughs. We need to share the benefits by dramatically reducing working hours instead of introducing the massive layoffs that are currently happening
Mhm.
because of these breakthroughs. So if we share the benefits of technology and reduce working hours, then we have the time and energy to practice enlightened populism. That's mainly the economic aspect of it.
Yeah. I think about all the time about our 40-hour work week here in the United States, and it's just if we could just go down to 32 hours, I think that it would make people more productive. Like they wouldn't burn out by the end of the week. They'd actually be able to get rest. So I had someone once told me that you need a 3-day work weekend or a 3-day weekend because you need a day to go do something fun, a day to clean and get caught up on chores, and then a day to just relax and do nothing.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
And and even and even further, if we share the benefits of technology, maybe we can reduce the work day to
Mhm.
2 hours or 4 hours a day. So
Yeah.
that would be great. That would be an awesome improvement in our quality of life.
Yeah, that would be nice to see. I think right now we're at with technology growing so fastly, s- we are going to see where people aren't really needed to get the work done anymore. So it will be interesting to see how we address that because it could go well or it could like you mentioned layoffs, it could turn into a bunch of layoffs and people living in poverty. So it's a very important topic to address.
Yes, exactly. We need collective action. We need to start spreading the message, and
Hmm.
then we need to start organizing in order to get there, in order to
Yeah.
actually introduce these policies. And these policies need to be done on a global level. They shouldn't be done within the current. It would be difficult. It would be extremely difficult to apply any of these proposals within the current system of fragmented nation states.
Hmm. Yeah.
For instance, you've got taxing billionaires out of existence that I mentioned earlier.
uh,
That would be extremely difficult because they currently have tax havens.
right. Yeah.
So if we unite the world under one government, then there will be nowhere for them to hide their money.
Right. There's always a loophole that someone's using, but yeah, if it's global, then yeah, you eliminate the loopholes.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to tell you about my sponsors quick. Sometimes I get on a roll cleaning or gardening and I need a boost, but I don't have time for a meal. Big Fork Brand's pork jerky is the perfect choice to keep my momentum, offering high protein snacks for on the go energy boosts. Not only do they offer pork jerky, but they also make pork sticks, bacon sausage, bacon hot dogs, and burger and hot dog sauces. Products come in a variety of delicious flavors, including Thai green curry and maple and brown sugar for the meat options, and gangster and Chicago fire for the sauces. I personally think the original flavor of the pork jerky hits just right after tackling a big chore. It's a little salty and very flavorful. My discount code gives you 20% off your entire order, and it's currently the best deal available. Just visit bigforkbrands.com and enter in my promo code JADE, that's JADE, at checkout. Are you looking for a gift for a music lover or maybe some apparel to show off your quirky side? Old Glory has you covered. With over 300,000 officially licensed items covering music, sports, entertainment, and pop culture, you're guaranteed to find the perfect item. They even have seasonal gear. My husband enjoys the Led Zeppelin and Beatles apparel, and I love the Billy Idol apparel. I even found some items for my fellow plant enthusiasts. This family-owned superstore is known for their quality and customer service, offers free standard shipping on all orders, and orders are shipped the same day you purchase. My discount code gives you 15% off your entire order, and it's currently the best deal available. Just visit oldglory.com and enter in my promo code JADE, that's JADE, at checkout. Looking for a game-changing way to improve your health? ZevoLife is the world's most nutrient-dense whole plant, packed with over 50% plant protein, essential amino acids, fiber, and antioxidants. Harnessing the best nature has to offer, ZevoLife nourishes your body while driving your performance, vitality, and overall well-being. Each serving is a concentrated source of clean, well-balanced nutrition designed to support modern lifestyles, and just 1 teaspoon a day supports your gut, boosts energy, and promotes healthier skin and hair. It's no wonder it's receiving 5-star reviews. Step into a healthier future with a 30% discount and a 30-day risk-free guarantee by visiting zivo.life and using my promo code. To support my show and to receive 30% off your entire order, enter in my promo code JADE, that's JADE, at checkout. Is there anything else you had about the economy and how to address that?
No, that's the main point.
Okay.
The rest, you've got a book like Humanity's Money. It tackles, it responds to each of the arguments about maintaining billionaires. It responds with counter arguments to each of them.
Yeah. Okay.
So at the end of it, there is an AIDOP, AIDOP session. So I don't think I've defined AIDOP properly. Do you need me to identify it?
Yes. Can you please tell the audience more about that?
It stands for AI Debates on One's Publications. It involves the content creator prompting an AI tool to criticize their own content and publishing the entire unedited transcript of back and forth argumentation within 24 hours of the exchange. It may have a revolutionary impact on publishing, education, policymaking, humanities, and social sciences.
Okay.
So it's about. So I personally have been using it throughout the year. I use it on my own essays and books. I get the whole content into an AI tool, and then I prompt the tool to criticize this content.
Okay.
And then I engage in back and forth argumentation with the tool. And I publish the entire unedited transcript within 24 hours of the exchange. This is about radical transparency and intellectual humility, and encourages enlightened populism as it enables my readers to follow the reasoning behind the conclusions. I'm not asking them to blindly accept my conclusions as facts. I'm asking them to follow the reasoning and check out the whole process.
So could you do that with any AI, like ChatGPT or Grok or?
Yes, my preferred tools are AI, and my preferred AI tools are ChatGPT and Gemini for this purpose. But you can do it with anything. Some of the tools are almost useless, like Meta AI. It won't help you with sharp criticism and good counter arguments. You won't find good content from it, but you can try it with any of the tools and check out for yourself which tools fit you better.
Yeah. And what happens, because like once in a while when I've prompted an AI thing, it doesn't always have like the most up-to-date information, or something is incorrect within it, and I'll catch it. So how do you navigate that, I guess?
For me, it's about time stamping the content. These tools aren't perfect, and they aren't expected to be perfect anytime soon. They hallucinate sometimes, and sometimes they present incorrect data. Yet they almost have the sum of human knowledge, as they have been trained on huge data sets from all over the world. So they can usually provide sharp criticism. They can usually engage well in back and forth argumentation.
Yeah. Once in a while, just for fun, I'll kind of I'll go back and forth and just to see what it says. You know, I'll once in a, some usually I'll use it for something serious, but then sometimes if I'm just in a funny mood, I'll kind of go back and forth with one of the programs and just to learn more about it and see what it says. It's kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah, sure, sure it is.
What I've noticed is that if you use, I'm still learning to use the programs well, but what I've noticed is if you kind of create a conversation, I keep a lot of different aquariums, and so it keeps track of my aquariums and what species I have in each one, and it's so much easier to get information from that because it already knows everything. Whereas a simple Google or Bing search, it's not going it doesn't know all of the important information. So it can save you a ton of time if you know how to use it correctly.
Exactly, but you need to make sure that you, that it doesn't turn into an echo chamber. You
Mhm.
you need to from time to time you need to reevaluate your own beliefs and your own opinions.
Mhm.
So you may need to use private or incognito mode and try to get into a debate with it. Tell it,
Okay.
tell it. Here is my opinions. Here is one of my opinions. Why don't you criticize that? Why don't you provide counter arguments? And then
Yeah.
start from there.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to test that out on something. Find a random topic. So what do you expect the impact of this will have?
So I expect to have a revolutionary impact on publishing, education, policymaking, humanities, and social sciences.
Mhm.
As for publishing, it changes the way authors shall deal with their readers. You're not the ultimate authority anymore. You're not providing just conclusions. You're
Mhm.
providing the reasoning behind these conclusions and expecting the readers to get engaged further.
Yeah.
As for education, as I told you, it can be done within various assignments for students. They
Mhm.
can be assigned. They can present an AIDOP session or AIDOP session at the end of each assignment, and then handle debates with their colleagues.
Yeah.
Within policymaking, imagine anyone proposing something new, a new bill or a new policy. For us, under the new system, under a system of citizen assemblies, where we'll directly vote on issues. So instead of presenting a simple argument or a simple proposal,
Mhm.
they can include an AIDOP session at the end, and you can check out whether his arguments survived AI scrutiny.
Ah, that would be helpful. Yeah, it's basically the reoccurring theme here is getting back into debating, on every level is what I'm seeing, which I I mean, we really only see the presidents do it or presidential candidates do it here in the United States. And yeah, I mean, you can learn so much. And in the times that I have tried to kind of look further into a topic that I had an idea in, it's like, well, I don't want to present the wrong information, but sometimes it is hard to take information that's different from what you believe. You have to kind of think about it for a little bit. At least I've noticed that that's what I do. Do you think that that would be a problem with certain debates, or at least you'd have the information and could think about it later, I suppose.
Yeah, at least you can have the information. As you mentioned, the the debates of pre- pres- presidential candidates in the U.S.
Mhm.
are this is the premium show, the premium
Yeah.
political show of the world.
Mhm.
So people around the world follow these debates, and these debates have one severe issue. Uh, they usually tell the candidates, okay, so you have 2 minutes only to
Mhm.
respond to this question. So this candidate will always have to stick to the surface level because
Yeah.
they can't dig deeper. They are not allowed to dig deeper within these debates.
Mhm.
This is the only harmful aspect of these debates because they are not allowed to explain further. And
Yeah.
this is done by design. It's not a flaw in the system. It's how the system is designed.
Mhm.
The system wasn't designed to keep us all informed.
Yeah, and I mean, I I wish that there was more of an effort to keep people honest and on topic because you notice if they don't want to answer a question, they figure out a way to talk for that 2 minutes about something else.
Exactly. They pivot. That's a basic skill for any politician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish the moderators would just cut it off and be like, "All right, you're going to answer the question or you're going to forfeit your time for this."
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's a much better way to go about
yeah. Yep. I agree. All right. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the books that you've written?
Okay. Okay, we'll play a game.
Okay.
There are 9 books. Pick a number
Okay.
and I'll tell you which book is it about.
5.
5 is titled Philosophical Debates with AI. It marks the beginning of the application of the AIDOP or AIDOP content creation framework.
Mhm.
I got into debates with various AI tools, 5 AI tools, about my 4 previous books and about the radical globalism that we just discussed.
Mhm.
And I published the entire unedited transcript within 24 hours of the exchange.
Okay. Yeah, because I had seen your social media posts about books. How many books how in what period of time did you get all 9 books out?
I've got most of my books published this year.
Oh my
I
gosh.
started publishing books in 2017. I started with The Bachelors of Egypt in 2017, and
Mhm.
then Enlightened Populism in 2021, 4 years later. And then my interview with ChatGPT was in 2025.
Okay.
And then the rest of the books, the other 6 books were just published this year.
Okay. Okay. Wow. What is your favorite book?
Truth is sexy.
Okay. Can you tell us more about that?
Truth is sexy is what I've been telling you about. It's about
Yeah.
making it's about how we can all strive for consistency within the boundaries of uncertainty, and how
Mhm.
to make future generations more of truth seekers than we are today.
Okay. All right. How about book number 3?
My interview with ChatGPT. This
Okay.
is this was an experimental book. I asked ChatGPT to ask Mohamed Nabil questions about his writings,
Mhm.
and it came up with profound questions. So I started answering these questions in the book. I didn't give it the answers, and then I started asking it questions about its current status and its future as an AI tool. And then I passed back a few questions of these that the tool asked me. I passed them back to it and asked it, well, what did Muhammad Nabil mean by X, 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 and Y?
Uh-huh.
So, uh, so this was an interesting conversation because within the book, people can compare our answers to the same questions at the end.
Yeah. So what did you find? Did you find it interpreted things a little bit different than how you meant it?
Yes, it's interpreted differently, yet it it gave logical answers,
Uh-huh.
and uh, and they are all profound.
Interesting. That would just be an eye opener, I guess, or it just be interesting to see what other people, how other people might view you and your writings and your message. They could take it completely differently, I suppose.
Yes, it's always interesting how to see your masters being interpreted by other people, because your intention is one thing and my interpretation is a totally different thing. So it's always a process. It's always a process of evolution. You need
Yeah.
to evolve. You need to adapt your content into something else, because people can't understand it correctly this time. So maybe they'll understand it correctly that time with a different phrasing.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's funny because I mean, language is just interesting. You put the emphasis on on a different word, and it can completely change the meaning of what you say.
Exactly. And for me, the whole purpose of using a language is to communicate with each other. I
Hmm.
don't care about grammar, spelling, or punctuation as long as I can understand what we're trying to say.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. All right, is there a book, one of your books that you'd like to talk about that you haven't mentioned yet?
uh, One of my books that I'd like to. I'll just mention Set Minds Free. This was my seventh book.
Okay,
It's about enabling enlightened populism, disabling indoctrination, and achieving global unity.
okay,
These are the first three chapters, and the last chapter is an AIDOP session, AIDOP, on the content of the first three chapters. So
okay.
this is I'm in love with some of the titles. Set Minds Free and Truth is Sexy are especially dear to me because of their titles.
Yeah, yeah, it catches the audience, it with just the simple phrase, it makes you think about it like, what's he have to say in here? I also like the idea that you add the IDOP at the end, just so that it's there, right? With the possible counter arguments and whatever, that if someone has a question about what you're writing about, it might be answered in that conversation.
Exactly. It might be answered within the conversation. And
Mhm.
it's about advancing human debate. We don't cancel human to human debate. We just
Mhm.
advance it a little bit further, because instead of having the starting point at my own thesis or theory, we start after having some debates incorporated by the AI tool.
Mhm.
So it's about having a better starting point.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else that you would like the audience to know?
I'd like them all to know that I enjoyed this conversation.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed it as well. There's a lot of stuff to think about in this, and just moving forward when I use like Chat GPT or the others, I'm gonna I'll be thinking about it and maybe asking more often for it to provide a counter argument for me on certain things. So
Yeah, that would be
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, where can everybody find you?
MohammedNabil.world, MohammedNabil .WORLD.
Perfect. All right, I will make sure to put the link in the show notes for everyone, and then on social media. Where can we find you? Do you have social media accounts?
Yes, I have them, and they are linked through my website. It's easier to
Okay,
find them through my website.
perfect. Well, yeah, I want to thank you for being here today.
You too have a great day, and thank you for having me.